And welcome back. So today I just wanted to go through all the new content that I've found for the new month. Well, the new month's lot of content. And I wanted to speak about the new epilogue quests, which is chapter 2. I wanted to speak about the new side quest. And I wanted to speak about the new endgame content for this month, which is the Revenge of Legends. So we'll start off with the epilogue, right? So the epilogue, it's meant to be the newest content, the newest, hardest content in the story, which you would expect to have better rewards each and every time they add a new quest. However, this is not the case. So here you see the rewards for chapter 1, right? You've got your 10 basics, you've got your 10 alphas, you've got 2 of these tier 7 basic, 4 tier 4 alpha, some little tier 5 alphas. But then you go to this one and you get exactly the same thing. Like, what is that? I mean, sure, the rewards weren't good to start with, but like, my reasoning is that's just the start of chapter 10 or act 10, whatever you want to call it. So, sure, they'll get better over time. They are not getting better over time. And that is quite disappointing. Because for me, right, I'm not complaining about this because this is actually all right. This is fine for me. Like, I could do a whole nother rank up, another 2 rank ups even. That's a 7-star awakening gem. That's an extra 7-star, and that's a lot of sig stones, right? That's also a bit of those, which I need to rank up other people. But for endgame players who already have like 70 rank 4s or rank 3s or whatever, that is not going to do anything. And that being the newest lot of content is just disappointing to see, right? So that is my thoughts on that. I'm very disappointed in the rewards. The difficulty as well, like this quest I'm stuck on at the moment, this is quite difficult because if you have a look here, he has 19 million health. And it's so annoying to play against that guy because you need to do different things every 2 seconds and then he doesn't play the way you want to and then he just intercepts you, right? So now we'll go on to the side quest for the month. So the side quest is just, it's kind of like Saga Showcase, in my opinion, right? Because you've got all the meta defenders here, right? So you've got your Arnim Zola, you've got your Yelena, you've got your Nico, you've got all these champions that normally are meta defenders, right? And so these aren't the best for new players, right? Although this is threat level 5, I'm sure the lower ones are quite easy, but this one is not very friendly towards people that don't have immense skill, right? So although this is buffet over time, so whenever you trigger a buff, they're going to nullify and gain a regeneration buff. You've also got this Spectre, which basically just reduces the rate by 200% of the regen, so they're just going to degen all of the regen that they're doing, which is good. So you can play around it, like, right? You can just, like, not even hit them and just dodge back every 2 seconds and just get their reverse healing. But I don't like to play that way. It's too long and too boring. So I used Onslaught for this fight because Onslaught is really, really good. And then you've got Nico, who I used Warlock for. And then I used Shang-Chi for this lady here. And then for the other side, I used, I think it was, who was it? I think it was Warlock again. Yeah, Warlock. And then I used Shang-Chi, and then I used Warlock again. So that is that. And then the final one I want to have a look at is the Revenge of Legends. Now, I've already completed these. I've completed all of these but the Act 10 epilogue because it's really hard and it only came out a few hours ago. But this is probably the most challenging thing that I have seen in like a few weeks, at least. Because this here is the new Seaton side quest, or the Seaton endgame content this month, right? So you've got the Scarlet Witch, The Scarlet Witch is basically just going to apply all these debuffs once the Chaos Magic has run out. That is, it just kind of like expires normally. And if you don't want to get the debuffs on you, you need to intercept before the debuffs apply. So before the magic runs out or the debuff runs out, you want to intercept so that you don't get all these negative effects like root, crush, or reverse controls, right? So I used Patriot for that. Patriot is very underrated, especially the fact that there's a lot of debuffs from Scarlet Witch. So he gains extra attack rating from debuffs, which a lot of people sleep on. Like, he's really good in debuff heavy matchups. But yeah, so that is really good for Scarlet Witch because she applies that weakness, she applies poison, whatever. He's just gonna heal. He's just gonna get crit rating from that, and he's also gonna heal from that, right? So then here with the Hulk, it's just basically you want to crit, right? And you also don't want to land the same combo ending attack twice. Otherwise, he's just gonna get a auto block, and he's just going to just go ham on you and kill you. So that's the same with Scarlet Witch, actually. You don't want to get those two lots of combo enders. So basically, Hulk is just quite easy, apart from the Limber, which means that you just don't want to stun him a lot. He just goes down. Like, I think I use Shang-Chi because his special 2 just does guaranteed crits. So he's always going to crit, and that extra 30% crit damage because of the node just makes him go ham. I don't even think it took me a minute for this one. This one, however, took me a while. This Scarlet Witch. Anyway, but then I used... Who did I use? I used a bleed character for this, right? Because the aim of the game is to just apply debuffs onto the opponent. Damaging debuffs, that is. Because he's not going to take damage from anything else, right? But when he activates a special attack and he's had debuffs on him or has debuffs on him, he's going to take 90% of that damage once the special is over. So basically, all you want to do is just bring in a champion that can deal bleed, shock, whatever, and just allow him to use a special. Now, he can only use special 2, so you don't want to let him get to a special 3, because also he gets a power gain through the 5th hit. The 5th time a single combo on the defender, in a single combo, the defender is struck by the first hit of a light or medium, they're going to gain a power gain. So that's going to be really annoying if they're at 2 bars and you're trying to like bait it out by like hitting once and dodging back. That's just going to give him a power gain, right? But also what you don't want to do here is you don't want to intercept. So if you intercept with a medium, he's just going to nullify all your armor up, everything but your armor up buffs, and deal a lot of burst damage to you. So that is basically all you really need to worry about in that fight. It's not entirely hard whatsoever. It's just kind of annoying. And then this Wolverine, oh my god, this Wolverine. I didn't read the nodes, right? But the main thing I know about Wolverine is his healing ability, right? So I'm like, oh, I can just reverse the healing, because it says in this node, it says his healing cannot be prevented, but it can be reversed, right? So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just reverse it, whatever. I'll just use... Who can I use? I would use Void. I would use Count Nefaria. I'd use Warlock. Whatever, right? And then I'm like, he's just healing all this damage. Why am I not reversing it? And then, after a few tries, I read this here. So the final hit of the attacker's heavy places the effect area for 15 seconds. While he's in this, he's going to gain a Spectre debuff, passive, which will basically just degen him instead. When he gets that regen, he's just going to degen it down because of the Spectre, which inverts healing by 200% or something. And that's going to scale with the combo meter. So basically, that is all you want to do. You just want to get that effect area up and you're good to go. And then that is basically all you really want to worry about. And that is probably the most annoying fight on that path, right? So then the rewards are... Oh, I can't really see the rewards because I've already claimed them. But that's going to be in a different video, me opening the rewards from it. So you've got all these points towards the Realm event, and you've also got these keys here. Now, these keys here open this box. It's the new Ascension box for this event because it's the Legends event for the year. So you've got Terrax, you've got Guillotine 2099, you've got Colossus, you've got Moondragon, you've got Spider-Man, and you've got Dragon Man. Now, none of these on their own are very, very good. The only two that I would say are very, very good are Colossus and Guillotine 2099. Without those ascensions that don't really get used, apart from people on long form content for Guillotine 2099, that's when they're going to use her. But apart from that, no one really uses these people. But with people like Terrax and Dragon Man, they're going to become so much more relevant defenders because Terrax is already annoying, right? But then with that Ascension, he's just going to get more health and more attack. So it's just going to be a lot more painful to try and kill this dude. Dragon Man the same, but Dragon Man's not really an issue anymore. But then, finally, you've got the Realm event here, right? So you start off at the bottom, obviously, and you get some crap little empowered grace crystals. But as you go up and up, you're going to get a 7-star Ascension Awakening gem. I already have one of those because I've already claimed it. Then you're going to get 25 of these gems, 25 of these 6 stones, and you're going to get a key, which, yeah, you're going to get a key, and then you're going to get all of these things here, some ISO, some gold, that doesn't really mean anything, and then you're going to get here, you're going to get 2 Web of Corruption Elder Crystals, which are basically crap, and then you've got the final keys here. I just read this title, Beyond God tier, referring to his tier list. Anyway, so that's basically just my thoughts on the new content that dropped today. So I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care, everyone.